Now let us talk about angular acceleration. Just like angular velocity, there will be an angular acceleration. So we have two types of acceleration in the body, because we have in a revolving body, because we have two types of velocity. Because of linear velocity, there will be linear acceleration, which we have studied extensively in when we studied about linear motion or motion in a plane. And linear acceleration is rate of change of linear velocity, that is v. So it is, we denoted it with a, and it is dv by dt, or we also studied another form, v dv by dx, or it can also be given as the double differentiation of dx with respect to time. So this is the linear acceleration. Similarly, there will be angular acceleration in a circular motion, and this angular acceleration will be rate of change of angular velocity. This we denote by symbol alpha. So similarly, analogous to these formula, alpha angular acceleration will be given by d omega by dt, or alpha can also be written by omega d omega by, here it is dx, so here it will be angular displacement, so d theta. So make sure you understand this. And also it can be given by d square theta by dt square. So these formula are analogous to each other. Make sure that you substitute the correct variable so that there is no confusion. So if we have, suppose a particle is moving in a circle, let us say the particle is moving like this in a circle, at any point the linear velocity will be in this direction, it will be tangent to this circle, and we know that this linear velocity is related to angular velocity by this formula. And if we differentiate it with respect to time, then we will get dv by dt equals to r d omega by dt. R will not be differentiated because it is constant for the entire motion. So dv by dt will be linear acceleration, and d omega by dt is the angular acceleration. So this is another formula, another relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration. And if we have to be more precise, then this acceleration is actually tangential acceleration, because it is in the direction of velocity, and this velocity is given by the tangent to this circle. So if we write more precisely, then it will be a tangential acceleration. This tangential acceleration is equal to radius of the circle multiplied by the angular acceleration. Also, let us study about speed equations. Just like in the case of linear motions, we had speed equations or motion equation. For linear motion, we basically studied four speed equations. First was v equals to u plus at, then there was s equals to ut plus half at square, then there was third equation v square equals to u square plus 2as, and there was fourth equation, the distance traveled in nth second, and this was given as u plus a by 2n minus 1. So these were the four basic equations, speed equations for linear motion. Now analogous to these equations, we can write for angular motion. Now this is a final linear velocity and this is initial linear velocity. They are analogous symbols in angular motion, omega and omega naught. So final angular velocity is equal to initial angular velocity plus angular acceleration into time. So this way we can write the same analogous speed equations, similarly it is the linear displacement, here it will be angular displacement. So we will have theta. So theta will be equal to omega naught t plus half alpha t square. Similarly we can write third equation, omega square equals to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta, and distance traveled in nth second, here it will be angular displacement in nth second. So delta theta n equals to omega naught plus alpha by 2 2n minus 1. So this way you can remember the speed equations for angular motion. They are analogous to the linear motions. Now these are for constant motion, these are for constant velocities, that the velocities are not changing with time, therefore constant velocities, or for more precisely we write they are for constant acceleration. But if in case the acceleration is variable, let us say in case acceleration is variable, then we are going to use integration or differentiation according to the case. That means alpha will be, we will use one of these relation, alpha equals to d omega by dt, or omega d omega by d theta, or also for omega we will use d theta by dt. So we are going to use these relations when we are talking about variable acceleration. We cannot use these formula, these are for constant accelerations. Let us understand with help of an example. Let us say if a body, just move it a bit up, if a body rotates such that its angular acceleration varies with time as alpha equals to 4t cube plus 2t radians per second square. So here we can see that the acceleration is not constant, it is a time variable. With time the value of acceleration will change. So we cannot use these formula, we have to use these relations. And we are required to find angular speed at t equals to 2 seconds if the body starts from rest. So for this, let us say we use this given equation, alpha equals to 4t cube plus 2t. Alpha can be written as d omega by dt. So if we rearrange this equation, then we will have d omega equals to 4t cube plus 2t dt. We have to find the angular speed, so we have to find the value of omega. So we will integrate this, and the body is starting from rest. So that means the initial angular velocity, initial angular speed was 0, and after some time t, let us say it is omega. Similarly here time, we can say at when the body was at rest the time was 0, and we have to the final time is 2 seconds. So these will be our limits. So if we integrate this, then we will have omega on this side equals to 4t cube, integration of t cube will be t to the power 4 upon 4, the 4 will get cancelled, so here we will have t to power 4 plus t square upon 2, 2 will get cancelled and we will have t square. So we will apply the limits, so it will be t to the power 4 plus t square minus 0. So this is 16 plus 4, 20. So our angular speed will be equal to 20 radians per second, and this will be the answer to this question. So make sure that you understand this properly, that if in a given situation the acceleration is constant, then we are going to use these equations of motions. But if the acceleration is not constant, then we are going to proceed like this.